I was furious. Furious that I wasn't listened to, furious that we could have gotten a jump start on treating this disease a lot sooner. And at this point I thought it was a lost year, but I didn't realize what we had been dealing with is what I'm calling a lost life. Hi everybody, I'm Kelli Davis. I have been living with metastatic breast cancer for going on 8 years, and I'm a full-time advocate for metastatic breast cancer research and to lead a better quality of life for patients like me. When I was 16, I found a lump in my right breast. So I took me to the gynecologist. He said, I'm sure it's just a cyst, so we'll just wait and we'll keep an eye on it for the next 10 years. And they did, until it was at a point where it actually began to hurt. And when it began to hurt, they decided to take things more seriously and did a mammogram. My life changed dramatically when I got my first breast cancer diagnosis. I was at the top of my game at Walmart. I worked at Walmart corporate office. I was working my way up to be one of the youngest VPs in company history. Traveling all the time, both professionally and personally. It's very heartbreaking that I have to give up everything. They use very aggressive, big gun chemotherapies to treat younger people and to treat earlier stages. I was sick all the time. Lost all my fingernails and toenails, which I wasn't expecting. I had a double mastectomy as well, so my breasts were removed. Eyebrows, eyelashes, anything that made me feminine was gone. It's so much more than those things, and it's all those things in their entirety that really rob a woman of her femininity and break the hearts of hundreds of thousands of people out there that are dealing with this disease on a daily basis. I was diagnosed in November, and by May I noticed that I couldn't get out of bed, wouldn't shower for days and weeks at a time, wouldn't brush my teeth. So I decided to check myself into an inpatient rehab center where they got me on a good antidepressant and was able to talk to some group therapy. I want people to know that they're not alone. They're worthy of treatment. They're worthy of getting into a better place in life. I think the reason I'm still here is to help people. The research is part of my advocacy and is part of my therapy. So I learned as much as I possibly could about breast cancer, and I haven't looked back. So at the end of 2009 is when I was declared, and I use air quotes, cancer-free. And cancer-free doesn't really mean anything. It just means that there's no active cancer in your body that we can see with our current imaging technology, which is the size of a pencil head. It has to be bigger than that. Once the chemotherapy was out of my system, my hair came back. I felt like a new woman again. About 5 years, I thought I was cured from breast cancer, period. And little to my knowledge, there was a tumor growing in my armpit, my axilla. And they hadn't gone at all whenever they did the double mastectomy and took those couple lymph nodes out of there. And the reason that I thought there was something wrong is because I pulled a suitcase up and I couldn't feel my arm when I pulled it up. It was because that tumor was pressing up against a nerve bundle in my armpit. Hearing the news that I was stage 4 didn't feel like anything. It felt like somebody was talking about their laundry list or their grocery shopping list. My last scan that I'd had just 6 months earlier was totally clean. So how could this be? I cared so badly about finding somebody to love me because I felt like I didn't deserve it. And I picked the wrong person. And the breast cancer just made him, according to his words, it made him pity me, made him feel sorry for me. So we eventually split up. It was pretty amicable. I was married again after that to a not so nice individual who was abusive and cheated, but I didn't think I deserved any better. He told me that I would die alone and that I would, never be happy again. And relationships are impacted dramatically by breast cancer and cancer in general. So my fiance is Justin, and we've been together for almost 3 years. When he met me, I was vibrant and beautiful and didn't have a care in the world. And now I'm bald and I also can't walk. He takes care of me every day. He bathes me, he wipes my behind. He puts clothes on, does all the laundry, cooks, cleans, takes care of our stepkid. I'm not paralyzed from the neck down. I have use of my hands, I have use of my legs and my feet, but I can't bear weight. I can't bear the full weight of my body because of a clinical trial that I did last year that actually took away my ability to walk. They were going through what's called the dose escalation phase, what people can actually tolerate. So they were giving me chemotherapy every single week, which was far too much. The more they did it, the less my ability to walk progressed, and within about 6 months, I was in rehab, inpatient rehab, because I couldn't walk anymore. So when I was first diagnosed, I was put on a clinical trial, which is a drug called Faslodex, and it's just 2 shots in the butt every month. And I was on that drug for 6.5 years, and my cancer was entirely dormant during that time. I know that most people don't even live 6 years, let alone get 6 years on their first drug, so I'm very, very fortunate. So my legacy means to me a charity that I co-founded called Metsquerade. I co-founded it in 2015 with a friend of mine named Lisa, who's since passed away. We have raised $1.6 million for stage 4 breast cancer research right here in Northwest Arkansas. And it's just this big gala that we put on to celebrate us being well and alive, and to really reinforce the need for more research funding. That's part of my legacy, is Metsquerade. We are not invincible, no matter how old or how young we are. And we have to make the best of today, this very day. In fact, I have a tattoo on my arm that says, "Not today," which means we're not dying from cancer today. Something to remind me of, if I can read this and see this, then today could be a good day, because we're not letting it get us today. I am Kelli Davis, and this is my life, my legacy.